All right, guys, so huge week going on this week. Really for Runners Connect, 2021 is going to be such a massive year. 2020 was absolutely fucking brutal. I mean, we just got completely killed all throughout the year because, I said this in the last video, we're just a little bit too downstream from the explosion that's going on in running. You know, the running shoe businesses, the product companies, the apparel, they're blowing up because a ton of people are taking up running who've never been in it before. They're killing it. They know that like the data is supporting this explosion in running. We're just too downstream from that. People usually have used Runners Connect for a training plan for a race. You know, that just hasn't been going on. So obviously we're not going to get the sales. So our numbers were way down in 2020, relative at least to where we wanted to go and where we felt we were ready to go. But this year, we're just like no holds barred. No matter what happens in the world, we're going to kill it. So we got this week, we got setting up another round of those boot camps because the ones we're doing right now are going awesome. Tons of chatter. That's probably, I don't think we've ever launched a product in the past where there's been this much actual chatter and excitement. You know what I mean? You don't want to be, when you're like a consumer product, you don't want to be like a utility. You don't want to be like the electric company. Nobody gives a shit about their electric company. You know, as long as they keep the lights on, that's it. That's all that matters. That's a utility. That's you pay X, you get Y, or whatever. We want to be something exciting. You want your product to be something that people talk about. So that's been a nice thing with the boot camps, is that there's a ton of chatter outside of our usual audience and our usual customers. We're finally setting up our retreats. Super excited about that. In-person stuff is kind of on the way back from what we're seeing in the running world. So excited. Getting our product development on track. Basically, our product just has so many different moving parts. Yes, it's a training plan, but also there's courses, challenges, programs, calculators, all sorts of things that are kind of, all sorts of the stuff that are baked in. It's very difficult from a user experience perspective to kind of have that in a way that everyone understands how to get what they want. You know, Facebook and all that, they spend billions of dollars every year to just improve that element. So it's something we're working hard on. Blog organization, our blog gets over 500,000 hits a month, believe it or not. So we just have so much content. We need to, it's kind of similar with our product. We need to organize it in a way that Google understands and that Google can portray to the viewer, to the user, in a way that's going to help us get a lot more hits. We want to get that way over 1 million per month, which we know we can. We're the best info in the running world, bar none. So we know that we can do that. It's just a matter of organization and a lot of hard work. And then the last thing is kind of some stuff with YouTube, but I'll leave that to, I don't want to talk about that until I actually get something done with it, because we're really trying to get that on track and really make some moves in that direction. So that'll be fun. Now, talking about my own running real quick. So earlier this week on a run, already had a little bit of a calf twinge pop up, which I sort of expected. Like I said in my last week's video, just have very, I don't want to say weak calves, but definitely they need to be in the routine of running and like good strength training in order for them to stay strong, for not to get Achilles and lower calf issues and stuff like that. So right in that big meaty part of your calf on the inside, the gastrocnemius, already felt a little bit of twinge, and that's what I tore back in 2016 before the Olympic trials. So always want to be mega careful with that. So already doing some things, and I'll show you in a second kind of what I'm doing to right away alleviate that. It's already feeling better after just a few days of implementing this stuff, and I'm just going to stay consistent with it, and it's going to make a huge difference. So I'll show you that now. Gets better and stays healthy permanently. Number one is eccentric heel drops. By the way, I always said eccentric just because I think that's how that word is said when used in a different way, but my PT said eccentric, so I'll stick with that. Eccentric heel drops, essentially the opposite of a calf raise. You're eccentrically loading the calf, which is more like the running motion. That's pivotal. That's number one. You do that, your calves and your Achilles tendons will be so strong. Number two is the Myrtle routine. Basically working on hip and glute, not as much strength, but more mobility. Really great routine that I'm adding in. And then last is some band work, like band walks, where it's around your ankles or your knees. So working the hips, glutes, sort of like an IT band specific thing, but all that is so important for the calves. So adding that stuff in right away. Calves are already feeling a lot better, and definitely gonna keep that up. But for now, I'm gonna go work for a few hours, get some stuff done. See you guys at the run this afternoon. Plan for today, we're gonna do about, going for 40 minutes again.
We're still doing baby runs at baby pace, so just kind of taking it easy, especially with all the snow. Snow, new shoes, haven't run in a long time, haven't trained consistently in like 5 years. So we're just gonna take it nice and easy and have a good time. Well, yes, I did have to run that hill twice in order to film it. Thank you for asking. Somehow the boys like knew, I don't know how. It's like they knew that I was gonna go up and film it and come back. They literally stayed halfway down the hill, so they only had to run it once. Genius. There's just like no such thing as running a hill easy. Like I'm trying to, I mean, the rest of the run feels great, but then I'm trying to run like a nice easy pace up the hills. I just got up one a second ago, and it's like easy pace doesn't exist. I know it's kind of always like that, but fuck me, it's just, I'm absolutely trotting up these hills and heart is just pounding, so gotta get fit. All right, run number, what is that, 4 of the comeback tour, the comeback train. Actually, a train's probably way too fast of a moving object to compare this to. Let's say, what are those little like bikes that people ride around like college campuses, giving people rides? A pedicab. I'm on the slow pedicab to the comeback, but nonetheless, we're making progress. 2 runs last week, 2 runs this week. Seems a little slow, seems a little pathetic, but I'm telling you, it's just my calves. I could run a lot longer, probably even a lot faster, but just gotta take it slow, so slow with my calves, especially with the new shoes. Haven't run in a long time. Haven't done like the great like strength work lower leg wise in a while. And also, of course, all the snow on the ground. I don't really wanna go run roads or the treadmill or whatever. So taking it nice and slow, but we're on our way.
Time for dinner. See y'all next week.